the memorial service honoring Al Hurricane Jr. became one of the most emotional gatherings in recent New Mexico music history as family members, legendary musicians, and longtime supporters came together to celebrate the life and legacy of a man whose voice shaped generations. But among all the emotional performances, prayers, and tribute moments throughout the service, three familiar faces especially left attendees overwhelmed with emotion: Jerry Dean, Tiny Morrie, and Lorenzo Antonio. For many supporters attending the memorial, seeing multiple generations of the Sanchez musical family together under one roof once again felt both beautiful and heartbreaking at the same time. The emotional gathering quickly transformed into more than simply a memorial service. It became a celebration of culture, family, music, and decades of memories shared across New Mexico communities. From the early morning hours, supporters quietly gathered outside the venue carrying flowers, candles, framed photographs, handwritten messages, and old albums connected to Al Hurricane Jr.'s remarkable musical journey. Soft traditional music echoed through the entrance area while emotional guests slowly entered beneath cloudy skies, many already visibly emotional before the service officially began. Inside the sanctuary, elegant floral arrangements surrounded the memorial stage and casket, while large screens displayed photographs from different stages of Al Hurricane Jr.'s life and career. Guests quietly watched emotional images showing him performing on stage, laughing with family members, traveling with musicians, and greeting fans throughout decades of unforgettable performances. For generations of supporters, Al Hurricane Jr. represented far more than a musician. He carried forward the legendary New Mexico music tradition built by his father, Al Hurricane, often known as the godfather of New Mexico music. As the memorial officially began, soft acoustic performances filled the sanctuary, while family members and close friends quietly comforted one another near the front rows. Several attendees reportedly became emotional immediately as familiar songs connected to Al Hurricane Jr.'s career echoed through the room once again. One of the most powerful early moments came when organizers played a large tribute presentation honoring Al Hurricane Jr.'s life and musical legacy. The emotional video montage included concert footage, backstage memories, interviews, family gatherings, and rare private clips many supporters had never seen publicly before. Guests watched silently as old recordings and unforgettable performances filled the sanctuary through giant screens surrounding the memorial stage. Several attendees reportedly struggled to hold back tears during clips showing Al Hurricane Jr. performing beside family members and longtime musical collaborators throughout the years. But the emotional atmosphere inside the memorial reportedly changed completely when Jerry Dean approached the stage. As Al Hurricane Jr.'s brother, Jerry Dean shared deeply personal memories about growing up surrounded by music inside the legendary Sanchez family. Supporters later described portions of the tribute as incredibly emotional because of how personal and sincere his words felt. Several attendees reportedly became overwhelmed as Jerry Dean reflected on childhood memories, touring together, performing as family, and watching Al Hurricane Jr. dedicate his entire life to preserving New Mexico music traditions. One especially heartbreaking moment reportedly came when Jerry Dean paused emotionally while speaking about how impossible it felt imagining family performances and gatherings without Al Hurricane Jr.'s voice present anymore. Guests throughout the sanctuary were seen wiping away tears during portions of the speech. Supporters online later described Jerry Dean's tribute as painfully beautiful and one of the realest moments of the entire service. Soon afterward, another emotional wave moved through the room when Tiny Morrie slowly stepped forward. For many attendees, Tiny Morrie's appearance carried enormous emotional significance because of his legendary history within New Mexico music and the deep family connection shared across generations. Tiny Morrie had performed alongside both Al Hurricane and Al Hurricane Jr. for decades, while helping shape the sound and identity of New Mexico music itself. According to attendees, the room reportedly became almost completely silent before Tiny Morrie even began speaking. Several guests later explained that seeing him emotional instantly made the heartbreaking reality of the loss feel even heavier. Tiny Morrie reflected on years of family gatherings, performances, recording sessions, and memories built together through music. He described Al Hurricane Jr. not simply as a musician, but as family, brotherhood, and tradition carried through generations. One emotional moment reportedly came when Tiny Morrie described how music always kept the family connected regardless of life's challenges. Supporters inside the memorial reportedly applauded through tears after hearing him speak about the importance of preserving culture, storytelling, and musical heritage for future generations. Following his speech, Tiny Morrie reportedly joined musicians for an emotional acoustic performance near the casket itself, while soft guitar melodies echoed throughout the sanctuary. Several attendees later described the moment as one of the most heartbreaking scenes of the entire memorial service. But the emotional tributes continued when Lorenzo Antonio took the stage. As Tiny Morrie's son, and one of New Mexico music's most recognizable performers, Lorenzo Antonio's appearance carried enormous emotional weight for supporters familiar with the family's history. Several attendees reportedly became emotional immediately as Lorenzo Antonio began reflecting on the impact Al Hurricane Jr. carried across generations of musicians and families throughout New Mexico. He spoke warmly about growing up surrounded by music, family gatherings, and performances that shaped his own life and career. Supporters later described Lorenzo Antonio's tribute as especially powerful because it reflected both grief and gratitude simultaneously. He reportedly spoke about how Al Hurricane Jr.'s voice and presence became part of countless family memories, not only inside the Sanchez family itself, but throughout New Mexico communities everywhere. One particularly emotional moment came when Lorenzo Antonio reflected on the responsibility younger generations now carry to preserve the musical traditions and cultural pride built by artists like Al Hurricane Jr., Al Hurricane, Tiny Morrie, and others connected to the legendary family legacy. Several supporters inside the memorial reportedly stood and applauded emotionally during portions of his speech, while others quietly cried throughout the sanctuary. Outside the memorial venue, supporters continued gathering peacefully throughout the afternoon, holding candles and flowers while discussing memories connected to Al Hurricane Jr.'s music. Emotional conversations filled the sidewalks as fans reflected on concerts, celebrations, family parties, and moments where his music became part of their lives. One supporter described the memorial as more than a funeral. It felt like New Mexico music itself was grieving. Another commented online, seeing Jerry Dean, Tiny Morrie, and Lorenzo Antonio emotional together broke everybody's heart. Similar reactions quickly spread across social media after clips and photos from the service began circulating online. Back inside the sanctuary, musicians and relatives continued performing acoustic tributes, while guests softly sang along through tears. Several attendees later explained that the atmosphere felt less like a traditional memorial and more like generations of family and culture saying goodbye together through music. Toward the conclusion of the service, organizers dimmed the lights while photographs from different stages of Al Hurricane Jr.'s life continued appearing across the large screens surrounding the memorial stage. The emotional silence filling the room during this final tribute reportedly became one of the most unforgettable moments of the entire gathering. As the final prayers were shared, Attendees slowly stood together for a long-standing ovation honoring Al Hurricane Jr.'s life, music, and extraordinary legacy. The applause echoed throughout the sanctuary, while family members embraced emotionally beside the floral arrangements surrounding the casket. Even after the memorial officially concluded, many guests remained quietly inside revisiting photographs, sharing personal stories, and reflecting on the emotional tribute moments they had just witnessed together. For many supporters, however, the emotional reactions from Jerry Dean, Tiny Morrie, and Lorenzo Antonio ultimately became the true heart of the memorial itself, a reminder that beyond the legendary music and cultural impact, Al Hurricane Jr. was deeply loved as family, friend, mentor, and brother by the people who knew him best.